White rhinoceros. The largest of all rhino species, the white rhinoceros is a native of the African continent and is characterized by its distinctively broad, square-shaped mouth, which is perfectly adapted for grazing on vast grasslands. This gentle giant is a social animal, often found in groups known as crashes, and is a keystone species in its savanna habitat, maintaining the health of the ecosystem through its grazing patterns. Despite its name, the white rhino is typically grey in colour. The name is believed to be a mistranslation of the Dutch word wide, meaning wide, referring to its mouth. Its massive size, with males weighing up to 2,300 kilograms, and its two prominent horns make it a truly impressive sight. The white rhino is divided into two distinct subspecies, the northern and southern, which face vastly different conservation statuses, highlighting the complex challenges in protecting these magnificent creatures from threats like poaching and habitat loss. Black rhinoceros. Also native to Africa, the black rhinoceros is generally smaller and more solitary than its white rhino counterpart. A key distinguishing feature is its prehensile, pointed upper lip, a specialized tool it uses for browsing on leaves, twigs and shrubs from bushes and trees. This feeding behavior makes it a crucial browser in its environment, helping to shape the vegetation structure of its habitat, which ranges from savannas to dense forests. Unlike the more placid white rhino, the black rhino has a reputation for being more aggressive and quicker to charge when it feels threatened, a trait that has likely evolved as a defense mechanism. It also possesses two horns, with the front one typically being longer. The species has been critically endangered for decades due to relentless poaching for its horn, and its population is fragmented across eastern and southern Africa into several subspecies, each facing its own unique survival challenges. Indian rhinoceros, greater one-horned rhino, found primarily in the grasslands and forests of India and Nepal. The Indian rhinoceros is a remarkable creature known for its single, formidable horn and its unique, armor-like skin. The skin is covered in thick, segmented folds with rivet-like bumps, giving it the appearance of a prehistoric, plated warrior. These folds are not just for show. They help the rhino regulate its body temperature and offer protection. As the largest of the Asian rhino species, it is a grazer, using its semi-prehensile upper lip to grasp tall grasses. Conservation efforts have been relatively successful for this species, bringing it back from the brink of extinction, though it remains vulnerable to poaching and habitat encroachment. Javan Rhinoceros. The Javan rhinoceros is one of the rarest large mammals on Earth, found exclusively in Ujung Kulon National Park on the island of Java, Indonesia. It is a member of the same genus as the Indian rhino and also possesses a single horn, though the horn is typically smaller and often absent or just a small knob in females. These rhinos are solitary, elusive animals that prefer dense lowland rainforests and areas with mud wallows. The extreme rarity of the Javan rhino makes every individual vital for the species' survival, and it is under intense protection to prevent it from vanishing forever. Sumatran Rhinoceros, the smallest and most primitive of the living rhinoceros species, the Sumatran rhino is a unique and ancient lineage native to the dense tropical forests of Sumatra and Borneo. It is the only Asian rhino with two horns and is distinguished by the reddish-brown hair that covers its body, earning it the nickname hairy rhino, a trait more pronounced in younger individuals. This species is the closest living relative to the extinct woolly rhinoceros. Adapted to a life in dense, hilly jungles, it is a solitary browser, feeding on a wide variety of plants including saplings, leaves and fruits. Due to widespread habitat loss and historical poaching, the Sumatran rhino is critically endangered, with a population so small and fragmented that natural breeding has become exceedingly difficult. Intensive conservation efforts, including captive breeding programs, are underway in a desperate race against time to save this ancient species from extinction. Northern white rhinoceros. A subspecies of the white rhino, the northern white rhinoceros is functionally extinct in the wild and stands as a tragic symbol of the devastating impact of poaching and human conflict. Once roaming across Central Africa, its population was decimated by decades of illegal hunting for its horn. Today, only 2 known individuals remain, both females named Najin and Fatu. They live under constant 24-hour armed guard at the Ol Pejeta Conservancy in Kenya. Since no males are left, natural reproduction is impossible. The last male, Sudan, passed away in 2018. The only hope for this subspecies now lies in groundbreaking scientific advancements, specifically in vitro fertilization, IVF, and stem cell technology using stored genetic material from deceased males to create viable embryos that could be carried by a surrogate southern white rhino mother. Southern white rhinoceros. In a stark contrast to its northern relative, the southern white rhinoceros represents one of conservation's greatest success stories. This subspecies, found predominantly in southern Africa with South Africa's Kruger National Park being a major stronghold, was once on the verge of extinction in the late 19th century, with fewer than 100 individuals remaining. Thanks to over a century of dedicated protection, anti-poaching initiatives, and successful translocation programs, its population rebounded to become the most numerous of all rhino species. As a grazer with a wide mouth, it plays a vital role in maintaining the health of savanna grasslands. However, this success story is under constant threat, as a recent and dramatic surge in sophisticated, organized poaching for its horn has once again placed the southern white rhino under immense pressure, requiring relentless and innovative conservation efforts to secure its future. Eastern black rhinoceros, a subspecies of the black rhino. The eastern black rhinoceros is primarily found in the savanna ecosystems of Tanzania and Kenya, with smaller populations reintroduced in neighboring countries. Like other black rhinos, it is a browser distinguished by its hooked prehensile upper lip, which it uses to adeptly grasp leaves and twigs from thorny bushes and trees. This feeding habit is crucial for managing vegetation and promoting biodiversity within its habitat. The subspecies suffered a catastrophic decline of over 95% due to poaching between the 1970s and 1990s. Intensive anti-poaching measures and strategic conservation management have helped its numbers slowly and steadily recover in recent years, but it remains critically endangered. Conservationists work tirelessly through monitoring, security, and community engagement to protect the remaining populations and ensure their long-term survival in well-guarded sanctuaries and national parks. Southwestern black rhinoceros. Another subspecies of the black rhino, the southwestern black rhinoceros, is uniquely adapted to survive in some of Africa's most extreme environments, the arid and semi-arid savannas and deserts of Namibia and northwestern South Africa. These rhinos have evolved to endure harsh conditions, capable of going for several days without water and navigating vast, rugged landscapes in search of food and water sources. They are considered more adaptable in their diet compared to other black rhino subspecies, browsing on a variety of desert-adapted plants. Their population also experienced a significant decline due to poaching, but strong conservation programs, particularly in Namibia, have led to a notable recovery. This success is partly due to innovative conservation models that involve local communities, providing them with incentives to protect the rhinos and turning former poachers into dedicated wildlife guardians. Western black rhinoceros. The western black rhinoceros is a somber chapter in the story of rhino conservation. This subspecies, which once ranged across the savannas of West and Central Africa, including countries like Cameroon, was officially declared extinct by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, in 2011. A comprehensive survey of its last known habitat in northern Cameroon found no evidence of its continued existence. The extinction was the direct result of decades of unchecked, widespread poaching for its valuable horn, compounded by a lack of political will and effective conservation efforts in the region during critical periods. The loss of the western black rhino serves as a devastating and permanent reminder of the finality of extinction and underscores the urgent need for robust, proactive and globally supported conservation strategies to prevent other critically endangered species and subspecies from suffering the same irreversible fate.